welcome to the Shot Clock along with Sarah. I'm Jay. Let's start the clock. Hey, first off, Sarah, Coyotes insider, hockey expert. Rick Tocchet seems to be the name most prominent on the list. He had his gambling issues before. That's all in the past. What kind of candidate do you think Rick Tocchet makes as far as making sense with this team?
I think he does make sense because it looks like the attributes he has line up with what they're looking for. He has a reputation as someone who's a strong communicator. He seems to be able to relate to players because of his own playing career, and that seems to merit respect. And you know, you look at the culture that he's been working in the last few seasons in Pittsburgh. Right. He knows kind of what it takes to win. He's worked with young, talented players. He's mentored, you know, the likes of Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Phil Kessel. Yeah, even go back to when he was with Tampa and Steven Stamkos. So, I mean, he has this pedigree of being able to, I think, work with some of the game's young, up-and-coming, talented players. And so that could translate well for the Coyotes, who are trying to, you know, continue to rebuild and get their young, talented players up and going in the league.
So Coyotes fans should expect maybe an announcement?
This week is what the hope is for the team to make an announcement. And, you know, they wanted to finalize interviews last week and then hope to make a hire this week.
Sounds good. Now, speaking of making a hire, the Diamondbacks, I don't think, are talking about making any kind of crazy hires. They did lose 8 of 11 going into the All-Star break. You were there in the clubhouse over the weekend. What's your sense from the vibe?
It did seem still professional. I think there probably was frustration, but it didn't seem to bother them as much. Yeah. And maybe that goes back to the fact that they realize it's a long season. They've had, you know, a winning formula for much of it, so it just kind of seemed to roll off their backs. You could tell there was disappointment, but I still think they had the perspective of it's a long season, and we've done pretty well so far.
Excellent point. All-Star break. You guys have a great day. The shot clock has expired.